Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And now at 10, we start on the weather. Take a look at this. Storms swept across the state tonight, dumping lots of rain and even packing some hail. Strong gusty winds caused power outages, toppled trees, and even started some small fires. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Sarah Sanchez. The weather impact alert just expired moments ago, but now we're getting a look at the damage. First, take a look at this video out of Norfolk. Hail mixed in with rain came down as that storm passed through earlier. In Milford, strong winds knocked down a tree on Lydia Drive, and that took down a fence. This was sent to us by John in Milford. And down trees also knocked out the power in some other places, like this video sent to us by Yvette in Meriden. This is on Paddock Avenue. It's important that you stay away from any down power lines. Look how dangerous that can be. Always assume that they're live wires and that they have a current. At last check, 25,000 Eversource customers are without power. It was certainly a chaotic evening, but now that that's through, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is joining us now. Rachel, you were busy tonight, but you know, we have a holiday to get to, and thankfully that all passed before the 4th.
Yeah, all of these storms are out of here, and we are dry for the 4th of July right through the weekend, which is shocking. We've had so much rain over the weekends going all the way back to February, but that's another story for another time. Here's a look at those nasty thunderstorms that came through earlier. Again, hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, lightning, but they are out of here. Here is a look at the storm reports across the state, and you can see lots of reports of down trees, down power lines, as Sarah mentioned, about 25,000 people in the dark, and even some reports of hail as well. But the last shower or sprinkle exiting southeastern Connecticut, and the temperatures have dropped rapidly. We went from highs in the 80s to near 90, and then quickly seeing those numbers plunging into the 60s after those storms blew through. And not sure if you're feeling it out there just yet, but the humidity is dropping, and that is a big change that you are going to notice when you head out the door tomorrow. Friday, the 4th of July, lots of sunshine. We begin around 60 degrees. By noon, temperatures are in the upper 70s, and we'll see high temperatures in the low to mid 80s. So cooler, less humid, really comfortable and dry, and looking fantastic for fireworks displays. We're going to talk more about that, plus the slow warm up as we head through the weekend. Your full forecast is coming up, Sarah.
And back out to Meriden now. We have a new look at the damage from tonight's storms. Half of Paddock Road is without power right now. Neighbors there say a transformer blew up, as you can see. Faith Durr told Fox 61 she smelled smoke and then called her mom just shortly after.
I noticed that there was lightning that was like flashing towards over there, like where the Eversource trucks are. And I noticed that my power was like flickering on and off like twice, and then all of a sudden it came off. And I noticed how that thing was like spiking, and there was like smoking. And I called my mom, and I showed her, and I told her that something was on fire down there. And she said she called the fire department, and half of Paddock Avenue doesn't even have power.
Again, transformers and down power lines are extremely dangerous. Report them to Eversource and police. Don't go near them. Well, you can get the free Fox 61 News app by scanning the QR code right there on your screen. Turn on those push notifications to get updates from our weather impact team, and send pictures and video of the damage in your neighborhood through the Near Me tab. The Rural Valley murder trial is coming to an end. The defense and prosecution gave their closing arguments today. Valley's accused of stabbing and killing 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath at a Shelton house party in 2022. Valley's charged with murder and assault. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules has the latest from Milford.
During closing arguments, the prosecution told the jury that this was not a case of self-defense, as Valley had multiple opportunities to leave the party before the deadly stabbing. However, the defense says this is a clear case of self-defense after the violent attack that Valley endured.
But the bottom line is you can't bring a knife to a fist fight. You just can't.
Senior Assistant State's Attorney Mark Durso began giving closing arguments to the jury Thursday. Durso says Valley intentionally brought a knife to a fistfight and stabbed 4 people, including James McGrath, who died from his injuries.
Look at the defendant's injuries days after the incident. He's not completely beat up. It's because he took the knife out immediately and started stabbing people.
During Valley's testimony, he said while on the ground getting attacked by a mob of students, he pulled out the knife and started stabbing in every direction, flailing his arm. However, Durso says every stab wound the victims got was calculated and intentional.
You heard testimony from Tommy Connery, who comes over and he's trying to push him away, and he's on the ground. The defendant's on the ground, and he comes right after him and starts stabbing him in the leg 4 times, deliberate.
Durso says Valley was never afraid of the Shelton students. He was angry after several incidents with the students earlier in the night leading up to the stabbings. During Valley's defense attorney Kevin Smith's closing arguments, he says Valley used a pocket knife given to him by his friend Jack Snyder to escape a violent mob of students attacking him and his friend.
He's down on the ground. He's getting kicked, stomped, punched, and he's being given no reason to believe that that's going to stop unless he makes it stop. He reaches in his pocket and he takes out the only thing that he's got there. The only thing at that point that he thinks is gonna make them stop, because they've not given him any reason to believe that they're gonna do so on their own.
Smith also questioned the credibility and possible ulterior motives of the witnesses, specifically Snyder and Tyler Da Silva. Da Silva and Snyder both signed immunity deals with the state, which Smith says impacts their testimony.
You'll recall not a single witness telling you that he got out of that car and came onto that lawn with that knife displayed. None of them saw it. He didn't get out dancing around with it, licking the blade, asking who wants a piece of this. None of that.
After closing arguments, the judge read the jury specific instructions for them to consider when they begin deliberating. In Milford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Well, this time tomorrow, we'll be hearing lots of those fireworks out there. But for some American veterans, the loud blasts and flashing lights can trigger painful and traumatic memories of war. Fox 61's Raven Blue has more on what the community can do to make this Independence Day a little easier for those men and women.
While many are enjoying backyard barbecues, fireworks, and all the sounds of the summer holiday, many veterans are quietly battling with PTSD. But there are steps family and neighbors can take to help those brave men and women get through this Independence Day.
I did feel a lot of anxiety. And my family was like, "What's wrong with you?"
Retired Army Brigadier General Ron Welch still remembers his first 4th of July after returning home from a difficult deployment to Afghanistan.
I got back in June timeframe, and I actually went to an event on the 4th of July up towards the Cape, and I was kind of walking into it thinking it was going to start a little bit later, and all of a sudden everything started, and it just really, it was too soon for me to go to that event.
For many veterans, the sounds of fireworks are more like the sounds of war.
Let's say it's a night attack, illumination, artillery rounds are being fired up in the air, maybe flares are being dropped from an aircraft, ordnance may be fired, artillery rounds might be, crashing in around you.
That brings some veterans back to their training and triggers what doctors call an exaggerated startle response.
A common symptom of PTSD, where when someone is startled, they experience a very intense physiological reaction, and fireworks can certainly cause that startle.
Dr. Jason DeViva with the VA Connecticut healthcare system helps veterans prepare year-round to deal with situations that could trigger their PTSD and says preparation is key for them.
It's a little easier to remind themselves that that's just a local firework exhibit. Or in the case of July 4th itself, that's fireworks going off in my neighborhood. I am not back in a war zone. I am not in any kind of danger right now.
Both Welch and Dr. DeViva say the community can also help make the 4th easier for veterans.
If you're in a neighborhood where there's a veteran, please try to respect that. And if you can avoid your backyard fireworks, please do that.
If you are going to be setting off fireworks as a part of your July 4th celebration, it's really a nice thing to tell your neighbors you're going to be doing it.
Now, the VA has a lot of resources to help veterans dealing with PTSD and with any mental health needs they might have. You can go to this story on fox61.com to find a link to the VA's National Center for PTSD's website to find the help that you need. Or you can go to any VA office throughout the state. In Hartford, Raven Blue, Fox 61.
Well, new tonight, it's a new era for summer fun in New London. The city nixed their long-running Sail Fest in favor of a new event called Celebrate New London. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi met with organizers and business owners as they get ready for something new.
Well, as the city turns the page, New London has a new summer tradition to look forward to, and local businesses say they are gearing up for what's been called Celebrate New London. A new summer tradition is set to begin in New London, right in the heart of the downtown area.
We're going to fulfill people's expectations just like every other year.
Celebrate New London is replacing Sailfest, one of the oldest running festivals in the country. And this year, it aims to become an annual celebration of local talent and community spirit. New London Mayor Michael Passero says this is a great opportunity to continue highlighting New London's culture and supporting the local economy.
We're highlighting our businesses, our restaurants, and the incredible culture that we have, the arts and culture that we have in the city of New London. Our music scene will be fully on display with great bands, 2 venues. You're not going to notice a lot of difference from previous years.
As the new summer festival aims to attract people from across the state, Michael Rosso says they're gearing up for what's to come, especially for local businesses like the Diamond Pizzeria.
I'm glad that it's back on, even though it's different. But I think it's great. It's great for business. It pushes a lot of traffic out here, and it gives us a lot of opportunities for people out here to try our pizza.
The cancellation of the 45-year-old Sailfest event was announced early this year. But Passero says that won't stop the city from providing the community a fresh start.
The Mashantucket tribe is sponsoring one of the largest fireworks shows in the Northeast, as always. We want to offer people a great afternoon here in the city of New London. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now the festival kicks off July 12th with fireworks expected later in the evening. For details, you can visit our website at fox61.com. In New London, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.